This is the space in my studio that I'm going to be lime washing today, and I'm going to start by preparing my walls. So go ahead, take out any nails, fill any holes, and be sure to wipe them down good before we get started. I purchased the Limewash paint that I'm going to be using in today's video from a company based in Australia called Bauwerk Colours. I reached out to them on Instagram asking them for more in-depth instruction on how to prep my walls. I went ahead and gave them the conditions of my walls, letting them know that it was made of drywall and that it had a semi-gloss paint already on it, and this is what they instructed me to do. I was to start with 2 coats of an acrylic base primer, so I went ahead and went to the Home Depot and picked up a can of that for $17.99. And now you just see me going through and prepping my walls with my primer. At this point, I have both coats on, and my final step of my prep process is to apply 1 coat of the Limewash prep coat that I received from Bauwerk Colours. And this is absolutely necessary, although I just put on primer. Limewash is a paint that is meant to adhere to porous surfaces, so things like brick and stone. But over the years, it has been modified to be able to be applied to things like drywall and plaster, but you have to prepare those surfaces correctly. And be mindful, if you actually plan on lime washing, that the preparation process might not look the same for you. I was instructed to prepare my walls this way because of the conditions they were in. But maybe you don't have drywall, maybe you have plaster, or the paint on your wall has a matte finish to it. It's going to look different from person to person. So be sure to do your research, even reach out to the company that you get your paint from, and make sure you have clear instructions on how to prepare so you get the best results. And now that my walls are prepped, I'm ready to gather my materials that I'll need to start lime washing. Here I have my can of paint, my bag of prep coat, and 2 paint brushes, all of which I bought from Bauwerk Colour. The color that I'm using in today's video is a color called Norboro, which is a shade of brown. And the paint brushes I received from Bauwerk Colour, they are their block brushes made of natural bristle. Regardless of where you get your brush from, please be sure that it is a natural bristle brush and it's very thick and full like this. Like, you see how many hairs are in there. Like, the brushes were really good quality. I was really impressed by those. In addition to your paint, you might want some gloves. You will need a bucket, and you'll need a whisk to stir your paint up. Limewash paint is made from crushed, burned, and pigmented limestone that settles to the bottom of the paint, so you'll want to give it a good stir before you pour some out. The limestone continues to try to settle at the bottom of the paint, so you will need to stir this paint regularly, like every 10 minutes. And now for the actual fun stuff, the lime washing. So I grab my brush and wet her up, but not fully drenching her, and it's time to get started. I saw several different techniques that you can use to get texture with Limewash paint, but I'm going to use a common technique, and we'll call it like the cloud technique. I'm starting at somewhere in the middle, not anywhere near the edges, and I'm making a center point, and I'm just spreading my paint as far as it'll go naturally without having to, push it too hard, and just spread it in all different types of directions around that center point, kind of forming a cloud. And after I'm done with that section, I'm going to take my paint, stir it up some more, and start on a new cloudy section. And on this second one, I want to place it somewhere kind of close to the first one, but not to where the centers are too close. I want to get it right to where the edges fade into one another. And once I'm happy with one cloud, I move on to another. This is the way the wall looked after one coat, so I let it sit for the day, went out, and when I came back, stirred up some more paint and got started on my second coat. And I'm just repeating the first steps, making a cloud, spreading my paint out kind of naturally, and then starting on a new cloud and connecting the two through the ends. And let me tell you, if you're a person who cannot fight your urge to make something perfect, this project might not be for you. But if you're like me and you find comfort in chaos sometimes, like this was just a totally unique and fun way to paint a wall, because it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to worry, like, do I have enough paint over here? Did I make a nick right here? Like, you kind of just go crazy. Like, you're able to sit back, like, clear your head, throw some shit on the wall, and get a beautiful result.
This is the second coat of paint wet. I really like it. It's so moody. I love it. I love it. I love it.
After maybe 6 hours, I came back for a final coat, and these were my results. I only film myself doing the accent wall, but I lime washed the other walls as well. And on the other walls, I did one coat of Bauwerk, which is the color I put on my accent wall, but then I followed it with 2 coats of a color called raw white. I knew that I wanted white walls because it is a small space and I wanted it to look as open and airy as possible, but adding the Bauwerk underneath was such a good idea because it added that character and that warmth and that rawness to it that I really enjoyed. I'm in love with my results and I can't wait to finish designing this space and sharing it with you guys. But until then, thanks for watching this video and I will see you in my next one.